What's up, everybody? Back for another Honkai Star Rail video. In this video, we're going to talk about something rather serious, right? So as you see on the top of the character event warp, we have a notification. This notification was added into Genshin, and Genshin did it a lot better because they added it like right around here, because their character was like pushed up a little bit, and there's like a little room for some text right here. So they had it to where you can just read the entire thing. This one right here slowly moves like an Amber Alert, which is kind of annoying, but pretty much what it says is, if summoning only with honored pouch top-ups, and then it says not considering the double or other special bonuses. I think that's kind of like the little extra currency you get, right? This is only talking about like if you had just had the singles, right? For obtaining limited 5-star characters whose price ranges run from $198 to $475. This means that if you summoned for this character right now and you hit 90 pity twice and you bought the like the worst bundle, right, which to be fair it would be less because you'd probably be smart and you'd get the bundle with the most worth, right, it would cost you either about $2 because you get them in a single, or it would cost you $475 for one character. Well, technically two, right? Not counting the 4 stars, right? That's one standard banner character. It's one of whoever you put in this, and then it's the guaranteed character. $475. And you know what's crazy about that? Hoyo games have such bad gacha rates that most of the time, not all the time, right? You can get lucky and have good luck, right? But I feel like for the majority of people, most of the time, you got to go to soft pity, right? Which is 75. Warp rate including guarantees is 1.113% for rate up 5-star. That's like, you know, I feel like in some other gacha games you see like 0.00, all that stuff, right? But man, that is like really low. That is very low. And not saying you can't get lucky. Like I got lucky on Fugue recently. Let me pull up my gacha pulls on the background real quick. Um, yeah, I got Fugue on 11 pity and the Castors on 23. That's pretty lucky, right? But all the other times 80, 79, 75, 76, 77, 80, 77, 77, 77, 84, 78, 78, 77, 78, 61, 79, 77, 75, 79. Like most of my pulls, right? I have like what? I have an 18, 28, 31, 1, 10, 13, 23, 11, 22, right? Which is like fair. And I have a couple like 68, 67s, right? I've summoned a lot. I have pulled 55 stars. 55 stars on not just all the banners, but like just on the character warp banner, right? That means if I had to go to hard pity on all of those, let's do 50 times what was it, 475, right? Hoyo, right? If that's what you value your characters at, supposedly, you know. Same game that doesn't release 4 stars, by the way. 475 means if I had to do hard pity on all of them, I would have spent $23,000. Sorry, $23,750. That's kind of crazy, right? And the thing we're here to talk about is, does Hoyo need to update their gacha system? Because before, people kind of like their gacha system because in a game like, let's say, like Dokkan or Legends, to be fair, now they have pity, right? But back then, you weren't guaranteed the character. You could summon as much as you wanted. You were not guaranteed the character. However, with those games, you could get lucky and just get them first multi. Get them second multi, third multi. You get them multiple times in a multi. Most of the time when I'm summoning on Star Rail, on those very, very specific things and the tons of money I've spent on the game, I've gotten lucky a few times. But you're not expecting to get them first or second multi, and you're definitely not expecting it at 2-1. I've only ever gotten 1 2-1 on a Hoyo game that was venturing. That was crazy. I'm probably never going to get that again. I was very close with Castoris Tingyun, or sorry, Fugue. Thank God I didn't get anyone Castoris because I'd rather have the Fugue for break. But regardless of that, you're not really expecting to do that, right? Compared to other games like Legends, right? Shout out to they have their anniversary. I've seen so many people pull new Goku in like one multi, right? I'm not expecting to do that with anyone on Star. Like Fate comes around for Saber, I do a multi, I'm not expecting to get a first multi. If I do, it's insanely lucky, like holy crap, right? On Legends, if I got them in the first like few multis, I'd be like, you know what, it's Legends. You know, sometimes you just get lucky, right? I'd be surprised. I'd be like, holy crap, like let's go, right? But it wouldn't be as much of an anomaly as it would be in a Hoyo game, right? Now, another thing that makes me kind of just like not happy to someone on Star ever is just because you don't really expect to get anything until you get to soft pity, and I think they should really change that. I know they don't want to do that, and they probably won't because it would technically cost them money, and you know how Hoyo is with their fucking money grubbing schemes. But recently I did a video, and it didn't do too well, but I didn't really care. I was busy, so I just was like summoning anyway. I summoned on Withering Waves, right? And this isn't a like Withering Waves gotcha, like haha, Sorrow sucks video. It's just the fact that when I summon on Wuwa, I'm more excited because the rates are slightly better to where I can expect that I could potentially get an early 5-star. And I think that makes the summoning experience way better, right? When you click, like right now, right? I'm at like 50 pity or whatever. If I hit single right now, I'm not expecting shit. Yeah, boom, 3-star. All right, cool, whatever. I wasn't expecting anything there. That's why I did it, right? Because I was like, okay, I'm not going to reset my pity. I'm at 50, right? This will be 51. I'm not expecting anything. It's not soft pity. The rates are so low that I'm not expecting anything. If this was like, like, okay, I'm not expecting anything on a single, right? But if I did a multi, I get excited every time. So I'm like, okay, I can get something. And I have many, many, many pulls in Wuwa where I've gotten early, especially on the weapon banner, right? Which, that's a whole nother topic. Let's be real, let's make these guaranteed, right? The fact that they're in the store, right here, is just, bro, if they want to get them, go from this, get them from standard, is what it is, right? Like, just make the light count 100% at this point. Like, let's be for real, right? Another thing is, if you go to Honor Crouch, I literally bought this so you can show it. Hoyo values their single at $2.64 for one single, right? Now this is the best value, right? Because they value it at 27 cents for a single, right? But this is login. You can't get this all at once. If you want to get it at once, it would cost you $2.64 for the cheapest bundle to get one single. That is absurd. Hello? For a single, you have to do that 80 times? Or sorry, not 80, sorry, 75 times technically, because then you get soft pity, and that's like whatever you can get from there. That's crazy. Like, what, like, hello? Now, this has always been a thing, right? It's just a lot more apparent so people can see it more, and I've like always had an issue with it. I've had an issue with it ever since Genshin, right? Because I thought it was cool at first, but then I'm like, okay, damn, well, they like really don't give enough currency to really warrant having this system, because if you get slightly unlucky, you kind of get screwed over, right? And playing Star Rail so much, it's just like always more evident, bro. I spend, so I don't have a huge issue with not getting characters. If I want a character bad enough, I'll just spend money, but it doesn't feel good to drop that much to get a character, especially when it's just like E0, S0 most of the time. It's like, all right, cool, I have a character. Most of the time they need their light cone to function really well, or E1's really good, like Tribby. I can't get it because it just costs so much, right? I don't know. Hoyo just feels like, I mean, it was very obvious a spender's game, right? But I don't know, just the Hoyo games really feel like they just, not money like schemes, but I don't know. Definitely one of the gacha games where I just do not like summoning whatsoever. And I really feel like they should change it. Like, come on, let's just have like a big update for the Hoyo games. They just raise the rates, or like, actually, I high key, I don't want them to lower pity. They can keep the pity. Hell, they could raise it to 100 for all I care. I actually just want the rates to go up. If they increase the pity by 20, so you have to do 2 more multis, I am 1,000,000% okay with that. If they raise the rates where you can expect to potentially get a 5-star before you hit hard pity. Like, if you can do, like, if people are like, oh yeah, hard pity is 100, but I've never hit it because I normally get it within like 80, 70, hell, even like 90 pulls, right? Which would be a lot. People are gonna be like, well, you get a 5-star before that, right? But imagine if most of the time you summon, you just go into 50 pity, right? Or you got like a 2-in-1 or whatever. I don't know. The game is not balanced around characters having dupes most of the time, right? So it's definitely something they'd have to like really, really like change the whole game for, I feel like. Because if you could just pull 5-stars willy-nilly, you'd probably just like break the game and go absolutely crazy, and then nothing would be an issue, right? But that's a totally different issue just for Star Rail. I don't know. I feel like they gotta change something, bro. It is what it is. I don't know what game is gonna cause them to finally update it. I don't think any game actually will because how much of a monopoly Hoyo has on the gacha game scene. But yeah, hopefully this being an indicator in Star Rail as well. I know Genshin had it like 2 updates ago, if I'm remembering correctly. So hopefully, I don't know if it's in ZZ. I haven't checked ZZ in a minute. But yeah, hopefully this helps people realize it, and maybe they don't spend as much, or maybe they, are angry about it. Maybe Hoyo will change something. I doubt it, but we just want to talk about it nonetheless. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about how much it costs to get a 5-star character? Do you think it's okay? Do you think the rates need to go up? Do you think the pity needs to be changed? What would you rather have, the pity be lowered or changed to like 100%, whatever? Or would you have the overall rates go up? Let me know in the comments. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will catch y'all in the next one.